Hi guys, welcome in. Sorry for the late start. Just getting onto the mat here. Sorry Charlene wasn't able to make it today, but I'm gonna fill in for you guys. So trying a little bit of new equipment out. Hopefully everything's working fine. I'm gonna check and peek real quick, make sure nobody's got any notes for me. Looks like everything's good. So let's go ahead and get started today, guys. Let's get started on our backs. So go ahead and lay down. Come into Shavasana. Just start on the mat. Good. Bring the heels to touch. Start to let your toes fall out. Good. Start to find that breath as you relax through the hips, drawing the back of the head to the floor. Inhaling in and out through that nose. Start to find that really deep breath here. Allow the arms to hang heavy here. Just breathe. You guys are doing great. Good. Keep settling in here, just letting everything go. Good. Breathe, guys. Allow your eyeballs to start to hang heavy. Allow the back of the head to start to press into the mat. Maybe tuck your shoulders back and down. Really lift and elevate that heart space. But as you lay here, just a few reminders. This is your practice, guys. You're here for you, no one else. If you need to grab a sip of water, towel off, take a break, or just lay here in Shavasana for the entire length of this practice, go for it. Focus on the breath, inhaling and exhaling through that nose, taking deep breaths here, guys. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Good. Maybe you want to take a couple of breaths and find an intention here. Maybe you want to send some love out to someone. Just breathe. Good. And after you found that intention, let's send it out to the universe. Let's allow the universe to start doing the work on that intention for us. We'll do this with 3 deep breaths, starting with an inhale in through the nose. Hold that breath at the top. Pause. Take another little sip of air. Open the mouth now and exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale deeply, coming in through the nose. Fill that belly up with air. Hold at the top. Pause. Hold. Maybe take another little sip of air and another. Open the mouth. Smile this time. Exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale. Last time, fill that belly up with air. Fill it up with air. Hold. Pause that breath at the top. Take another little sip of air and another. Open the mouth. Smile. Exhale. Let it go. Good. Start to wiggle through the fingers. Wiggle through the toes. Maybe you want to open the eyes. Good. Looking up towards the ceiling. Now, grab a hold of those knees. Bring them up to your chest and interlace your fingers over the shins, not over the knees, over the shins. Start to rock it side to side here, flexing the feet, pointing through the toes, flexing and pointing and flexing. Good. Feel a nice foot stretch here. Feel the release through that lower spine on your back. Good. And when you're ready, draw the fingertips to the backs of the thighs and start to rock up and down the length of your spine. Rock as many times as you'd like here, holding onto that core, pulling that belly button to the spine each time. Keep rocking here. And then when you're ready, coming up into a seated posture. Good. I'm going to turn to face you just so you can kind of see what's going on. Hopefully this microphone's working, guys. I know that we've had some microphone issues in the past, so I was a little concerned using the new mic just to get started so quickly, but it's going to be okay. Hopefully you all can hear me. Good. So come into a little cross-legged position here. Draw the palms face up in your lap. Smile. Have fun. I'm just doing a little yoga here. Hopefully you all can see me and hear me and all of that great stuff. So inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Think about stacking the head over the heart and the heart over the pelvis. Good. Maybe reach that eye gaze up to the sky. Imagine you're holding a giant beach ball here in your hands. Good. Spread the fingers wide. Draw the shoulders back and down. Keep lifting from the torso. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Start to reach those hands out in front. Keep your tailbone grounded. Walk those hands out in front as far as you can go. Just a nice little stretch in the lower spine. Good. Inhale, walk those hands back up. Let's turn onto our mat and come into that tabletop position. Extend those shins out long through the tops of the feet. Press down through the tops of those feet. Now make sure that you're stacking your shoulders over the wrists. Spread those fingers really wide. Wrist creases are parallel with the top of the mat. Ground down through those shins behind you. Point those toes long. Create two parallel lines with those legs here, guys. Good. Now, extend the tailbone long, extend the crown of the head long, and start to draw the belly button up towards the spine. Activate that core here before starting, coming to that neutral position, eyes of the elbows face towards the front of your mat. Good. On your next inhale, start to drop the belly, create a wave with your spine. Look up to the sky. Good. Reaching the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone here. Good. Keep that breath in and out through the nose. Feel the front side of your body stretching here. Good. Smile. Articulate that spine. Starting with the tailbone, begin to round and curl, tucking the chin into the chest. Good. Breathing here. Really squeeze that chin up and in. Really tuck that belly button to the spine, pressing up and out of the palms. Good. Inhale. Drop the belly. Look up. Good. Extending the crown of the head to reach towards the tailbone. Really dropping that belly, feeling the expansion. Round and curl, mad kitty here. Arch the spine, reaching that crown of the head. Reaching the chin into the chest. Pressing the hips like they're going to touch your elbows. Good. Inhale, drop the belly. Look up. Exhale, starting to speed it up here. Round and curl. Create that wave with your spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhaling, rounding and curling. Good. Inhale, last time. Exhale, really round and curl into that mad kitty. Hold, hold, hold. Tuck that chin into the chest. Good. Exhale, neutral spine. Curl onto the toes. Inhale, lift those hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. First one here, pedal it out. Bending through the knees, stretching through the soles of the feet. Stretching through the hips, stretching through the legs here. Press those palms wide. Spread those fingers wide. Rotate the eyes of the elbows facing forward if they're not already. This is going to activate those upper arm bones. Breathing here. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Let it all go. Good. Inhale. Shake that head no. Exhale. Start to nod it. Yes. Always ending on a positive note here, guys. Good. Drop down to the knees. Start to stack those hips on top of the heels. Release those toes back and down. Good. Inhale, lift up from that spine. Stack the crown of the head over the shoulders and then draw those shoulders back and down. Really extend through that upper chest, upper spine, stacking that chest over the pelvis. Good. Smile. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, drop them forward. Curl onto the toes. Lift the hips. Downward dog. Good. Slow walk up to the top of your mat. Right leg lifts. Cross it over the left. Step it out. Inhale, lifts the left leg. Cross it over. Really stretch through the inner thighs here as you cross that foot across. Walking all the way up to the top of the mat. Meeting in a forward fold or Uttanasana when we get there. Good. Now you can keep your feet hips distance apart, or you can zip them up together. Yogi's choice. Choose your own adventure here, guys. Breathe. Exhale, just release everything down. Remember, each exhale gives us an opportunity to fold a little deeper. And a little deeper. Good. Start to straighten up through the legs if your hands are in the mat here. And breathe. Good. We're going to start a slow roll up, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Maybe you trace a line up the front of those legs. Shoulders come back and down and away. Head lifts, always last to rise. Reach for the sky. Tuck that tailbone. Keep it tucked as you exhale. Let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's swan dive down. Come on down, forward fold. Now, if your legs were separated, go ahead and zip those feet up together. Good. Inhale, half lift. Create a figure 7 with your body. Extend the crown of the head forward. Maybe bring the hands and press into the thighs, extending your elbows up. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together like you're squeezing a pencil. Holding here, extending the crown of the head out. Micro bend in those knees. Activate your legs. Good. Keep that smile on your face, guys. Exhale, release. Let it go. Good job. Maybe shake the head no. And nod it yes. Always ending on that positive note. Good. Start to roll up. Trace that line up the front of the legs. Stack one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come back and down and away. We reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Good. Breathe, you guys. Nice work. Good. Now, rotate towards the side of your mat. Hopefully my head isn't cut off this time and you guys can actually see me. Step that right foot out long, or the left foot, depending on how you had to turn to face the camera. But then turn those big toes in towards one another so the heels are out, big toes are in. Good. We're going to stack into that hero pose. Make sure the crown of your head is still stacking over the heart and the heart is still stacking over that pelvis. If you need to squeeze and lift, keep a micro bend in those knees. That's going to help you lift from the pelvic floor. Good. Smile. Have fun with this, guys. Awesome work. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Really extend through those arms. Spread those fingertips wide. Really feel the energy reaching from the arches of the feet, up the inner thighs, up the sides of your body. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. And then exhale, swan dive down. Keep that spine long. Extend the crown of the head forward as you fold it all the way down into that forward fold. Wide legs here, big toes in, heels out. Good. We're working to get the crown of the head to one day touch the mat. You'll notice I'm not quite there yet. I could widen my stance here in order to get my head a little farther down, but then I wouldn't be helping myself create that stability and balance within my body. We want to work to really fold it forward here. Really extend the crown of the head down. Now, if you're like me and you're in between getting that crown of the head down, maybe you want to start to bring the forearms down into the ground. Eventually, this is going to help peel those inner thighs open a little bit more and work to bring my crown of the head into the mat. Eventually, this takes you into a headstand. If that's in your practice, feel free to do that here. Just be gentle. If you fall out, just roll out. Try not to fall too hard, okay? Walk the hands back in between the feet here in line with the heels and create yourself a little shelf if you're not going into that headstand practice. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale, fold it a little deeper. Maybe grab a hold of the knife's edge of the feet. Dandayamana Bibhakta Pada Paschimottanasana. Standing separate leg. Hands to foot pose. We should be facing west. My head happens to be facing north, but that's okay. Good. Keep that micro bend in the knees. We're almost done here. Keep breathing. Good. Exhale, release everything down. Walk those hands out. If you're in handstand, slowly start to come out, or headstand, start to come out. Good. Inhale, half lift. Come onto the fingertips. Look forward. Smile. Good. Exhale, fold it down to your edge for just a moment, pressing into the knife's edge of those feet. Good. Keep that micro bend in the knees. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale. Come up with that flat spine. Come all the way up. Good job, you guys. Nice work. Now bend through the knees. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Good. You should find yourself on the back of your mat. Go ahead and rotate you so you're facing the length of your mat once more. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Grab a hold of that right wrist. Now think about your foundation here. Zip up through those feet. Ground down through all four corners of the feet. Maybe you lift through the toes and start to ground down, starting with the pinky toes, working all the way to that big toe. Good. Ground those feet in. Lift up from the torso. So imagine you have two hip points right here, or where your hip points are, there's two lights. Let those lights lift and shine. Now reach those arms up and overhead. We're still grabbing a hold of that right wrist. Tuck those pinkies back and away and those shoulders back and down. This is going to lift that heart space. Good. Chin is parallel with the mat. Look forward. Really grounding in through those feet, micro bend in the knees. Lift up, stretch up a little taller, shift those hips to the right, and then draw that right bicep over the right ear. Good. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Good. Really pressing through the knife's edge of that right foot. Good. Smile, you guys. Breathe. Inhale, come up just a little bit, and exhale. Go ahead and fold it down a little farther. Now try not to sink into this side body here. Don't round in through here. Imagine that you have a beach ball and you're lifting up and around it. Try and hold that beach ball with your side. Maybe think about drawing your right arm back and the left arm under. Good. Draw the eye gaze up to the ceiling, holding just for a moment more. Good. Exhale, release. Exhale with a back bend. Let it go. Good. Inhale, let's do the other side. Reach on up. Now, use the right hand to grab a hold of the left wrist. Left palm goes up to the ceiling. We start to draw those fingertips back behind us, tucking through the tailbone, squeeze and lift. Shoulders come back and down and away. Good. Think about lifting up from that spine. Maybe you lift through those toes once more. Start to really ground in. Lift those hip points, let them shine. Shift that weight, lift up from the front side body. Chin is parallel with the mat in front. Good. Draw your pinkies back behind you. Shoulders come back and down. Feel that stretch through that shoulder girdle. And then shift those hips to the left and start to draw the left arm over the left ear. Left hip is out towards the side of the room. Good. Maybe look up a little bit towards the ceiling. Good. Smile. Right arm under, left arm back. Open up. Good work, you guys. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Come on down. Good. Let it go. Shake the head no. Nod it yes. Good. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, drop those hands together. So now we're all still should be at the top or the back of the mat, heels and toes touching. Nice work, you guys. Inhale once more, reach up for the sky. This time swan dive forward. Come on down. Walk those hands out. Come into a plank. Now, shift that body weight forward. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. Spread the fingers wide. Eyes of those elbows are working to face forward towards that front of the mat. Now, think about dropping your belly button towards your spine and dropping your spine towards your belly button, then lifting the belly button to the spine. Now, extend those legs long, extend those heels towards the back of your mat. Good, we're just holding here. You know I love this one for core activation. Keep holding here for 5, 4, feel that body shake. 3, 2, 1. Bring the big toes to touch. Let the knees go wide. Release through your toes. Now start to walk the hands back and sink your hips to your heels first. Really start to feel your foundation press into those heels. Then make that belly long. Bring it in between the thighs and walk the hands out in front. Bring your forehead into the mat and let it go. Maybe you want to reach those hands forward a little bit, walking them out. Good. Walk them out a little bit farther. Press through the palms. Extend those palms out. Push the hips to the heels. Good, you guys. Keep breathing in and out through that nose. Super important here. breathing, you guys. Of course, my alarm's going to go off right in the middle of this. Keep breathing. Keep extending out long. Holding here for just another breath. Maybe rocking that forehead side to side. Feel the pressure into that third eye. Good. Start to walk the hands up. Start to sit the hips back onto the heels. Good. Now keep those knees wide. Press through the tops of the feet and extend those hands out long. Coming into a little wide-legged tabletop here. So knees are still out wide. Big toes are still touching. Okay? Inhale. Draw the right hand. No, let's draw the left hand underneath the face into the center line of your mat. Now, draw the right hand to the right hip. And on your next inhale, start to open up. Opening up this right shoulder. Good. Looking up to the ceiling. Good. Now, if this right shoulder is able to stack over the left, maybe you extend this right arm up long. Good. Spread those fingers wide. Gather up some energy. Really pressing through the tops of the feet here. Making sure that the hips are staying parallel. We're just using this to open up through that side body. Good. Breathing in. Smiling. Really looking up to that right thumb. Open up a little bit farther on your exhale. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Drop the right hand. Place it in line. Place it in the place of the left hand. So the right hand is coming just underneath the face. Spread that palm wide, right in the center of your mat. Good. Reach the left arm towards the left hip first, and then start to open up through that left shoulder. Rotating the lower, middle, and upper spine here. Breathing. Smiling. Good. If that right shoulder, left shoulder is stacked over the right, then extend that left arm up to the sky. Try and square up through those hips. Good. Opening up through that left shoulder here. Now rotate that eye gaze. Look at that left thumb. Smile. Breathe. Feel those obliques turn on. Good. Exhale. Drop it down. Now walk those hands out in front about 2 hand lengths. Curl onto the toes. Lift the hips. Downward dog. Nice job, you guys. Pedal it out. Breathe. Good. Bending through the knees. Good. Extending those hips up high. They say this is a resting posture in yoga. I know. It can be pretty intense. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let it all go. Good. Inhale. Bend through the knees. Bring the belly to the thighs. Exhale. Step, hop, or jump to the top of your mat. Breathing here for just a moment. Hold. Let that head hang heavy. Good. Nice work, you guys. Start to rise up. Trace a line up the front of those legs on the inhale, stacking 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come up and down and away. Inhale, we reach for the sky. Tuck that tailbone. Exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Coming on down. Good. Bend through the knees. Step the right foot back. Long lunge. Good. Scissor through the legs here. Squeezing those inner thighs. Rocking front to back for just a moment here. Holding here for 3. For 2. Come off the fingertips. Use your core. Good. Press the palms into the mat. Step the left foot back. Finding ourselves in that plank once more. Think about your foundation. Extend through the heels. Draw the belly button up towards the spine. Squeeze that inner thighs together. Pressing through the palms. Spread the fingers wide. Wrist creases parallel with the top of the mat. Eyes, the elbows face forward. Good. Eye gaze down in between those thumbs. Holding here for just a moment. Then we shift it back. Downward facing dog. Nice job, you guys. Pedaling it out for just a moment. And then finding that foundation. Spread your fingers wide. Wrist creases are parallel with the top of the mat. We breathe. Inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale. Let it all go. Shake that no. Nodding it yes. Good job, you guys. Inhale. Right leg lifts. Exhale. Draw it all the way up into the chest. Squeeze that knee in towards the chest. Draw the nose in towards the knee. Hold here for 3, for 2. Dropping down to the left knee if you need, or just swinging that right leg all the way up and through. Long lunge. Good, nice work. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Imagine you have a block right here and you're just really rotating those inner thighs in towards one another. Good, now shift the body weight forward. Left leg lifts, standing splits, lifting from the left inner thigh here. Breathe. Good, exhale, drop it down, forward fold. Letting everything hang heavy once more. Breathe. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Allow that belly to really tuck underneath that rib cage every time you exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Fold it deeper. Good. On your next inhale, start to rise up. Trace that line up the front of those legs. Stack one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. Let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's do the other side. Swan dive down. Frame through the feet. Step the left foot back first this time. Really scissor through the hips. Seesaw. Squeeze that inner thighs, those inner thighs around that imaginary block. Holding here. Rocking it front to back for just a moment. Really extending through that heel. Good. Come off the fingertips. Use your core. Good. Plant through the hands. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Use that core. Extend through the heels. Now, maybe you want to stay right here in plank. Maybe you'd rather shift it forward, moving through that vinyasa flow of your choice. We all meet in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhaling deeply. Exhale fully. Nice work. Inhale, lifts the left leg up. Exhale, shift it all the way up and through. Holding here. Breathing here. Bringing the knee into the nose. Hold, hold, hold. Maybe you drop down to the right knee and swing it through. Or you just bring it all the way up and through into that long lunge. Good. Squeeze that imaginary block in between those thighs once more. Holding here for 3. Extend that heel long. 2. And 1. Shift that body weight forward. Right leg lifts. Hold it here. Hips height. Imagine you're lifting from that inner thigh. Hold. Good. Drop it down to meet the left. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Good. Nice work, you guys. We're going to slowly start to rise up. Come on up. Trace that line up the front of those legs. Stack one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come back and down. Reach for the sky. Exhale, let it go. Good work. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Come on down. Now, what I want you to do is separate your feet hips distance. You can measure this hips distance by taking your fist, place them side by side, and then place them right in between those arches of the feet. Gather up those arches. Good. Pressing through all 4 corners of those feet. Maybe you lift through the toes here and start to ground down through your pinky, the ring toe, the middle toe. However many toes you have, get them all the way down into the ground. Start to really let it hang heavy here for just a moment. Breathe. Inhale, lift through the soles of the feet. Place the palms face up underneath the soles of those feet and allow the toes to come and just kiss at the wrist creases here. Place both palms underneath the feet and start to replace the weight back into your feet. Begin to straighten up through those legs. And just breathe. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too much feedback on this microphone. Good. Keep pressing down through the soles of the feet. Keep lifting the hips to the sky. Each exhale gives us that opportunity to fold a little deeper. And a little deeper. One day bringing our forehead into the shins. Good. This is called Padahastasana from the front. In this posture, we allow ourselves to move forward. This gives us the opportunity to just leave our past behind. So what I want you to do is open your eyes and take a look between your legs. See your past on the wall or whatever behind you. See it back there? Say to yourself here, I leave my past behind me as I move forward in confidence and in grace. And as you do this, I want you to shift a little bit of weight into the balls of feet. Don't lift the heels. Just enough weight for you to signify moving forward in life, you guys. Inhale deeply and exhale, really fold it down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, release through the hands. Start to heel toe those feet together. Slowly start to trace that line and come on up. Stack one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come back and down and away. We reach up for the sky. Keep that tailbone tucked. Exhale, back bend, let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Close your eyes. Breathe. Good. Taking several deep breaths here. In and out through that nose. Feel the gentle sway of your body. Feel how your feet are grounding into the earth. Maybe you even feel that current of energy lifting up through the arches of the feet, traveling up the legs, lifting that torso, lifting that chest up to the sky. Maybe the chin comes up a little bit higher. Maybe the corners of your mouth curl up into that smile. Good, nice work, you guys. If you have that smile, keep it on your face. If you don't, maybe say something nice to yourself here and mean it. Good. If that didn't bring a smile to your face, I don't know what will. Open the eyes. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, tuck that tailbone, let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's come on down. Swan dive forward, forward fold. Walk the hands out, walk the feet out. Find yourself in downward facing dog. Now, if you'd like, just stay here, pedaling it out for just a moment, maybe finding your foundation. Maybe you want to take and shift that body weight forward and move through a vinyasa flow. Now, you can always choose to modify and drop down to the knees here, kick those toes up, and then think about creating a long spine from the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone. Everybody's going to shift that body weight forward. Look over those fingertips. Look over that imaginary ledge. And then bring the biceps into the body. That's why it's important for the eyes and the elbows to face forward, so those biceps can come into the body and actually support the body on the way down. Now, if you're on the knees, come into cobra. Press the tops of the feet in. Lift up. Now, the hands aren't doing anything here. We're lifting from the lower spine. We're lifting from the belly. Holding here, pressing through the tops of the feet. Breathe. Small sips of air. Good. Bring the thumbs in towards the nipple area. Curl onto the toes. Lift up into plank first, and then shift it back. Downward dog. Nice work, you guys. Shake the head no. Nod it yes. Good. Nice work. Inhale. Lift that right leg up. Exhale. Bring it all the way up and through, whatever that looks like for you. Drop it in. Long lunge. Holding here for just a moment. Good. Now bring the left palm into the mat and extend the right arm up to the sky. Think about creating a straight line, a parallel line with this right thigh, and extending through that left heel. Reach that right arm all the way up. Look towards that right thumb. Spread those fingers wide. Imagine that current of energy flowing down from the fingertips into the chest and out through the left hand. Good. Smile. Good. Exhale. Drop it down. Shift it forward, left leg lifts, standing splits for just a moment. We drop it back. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let it hang heavy. Maybe grab for opposite elbows, behind your calves. Maybe even want to move into a full-on Padahastasana from the back by bending through the knees, releasing the pinkies to touch behind your calves, and then allowing the fingertips to cup the heels. Bring those pinkies together. Good. Maybe you start to straighten up through the legs here, making sure to get these forearms to disappear when you look behind those calves. If this is a little much for you, just grab for opposite elbows here and use that pressure to straighten up through the legs, working to get that forehead in towards the shins. Good. One more breath. Inhale deeply, and on the exhale, really fold it to your edge. Good. Release through the hands. Inhale, start to rise up. Trace that line up the front of those legs. Stacking one vertebrae at a time. We reach for the sky. Tailbone tucks. Exhale, let it go. guys. Not enough water today. Good, nice work. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Come on down. Let's move on to the other side. Left leg back, followed by the right. We're in plank. Good. Shift that body weight forward. Come down halfway. Move through your vinyasa flow. Good. Exhale, shift it back. Downward dog. Breathing here. You guys are doing fabulous. Keep up the good work. We're almost there. I actually don't have my watch on me today, so we'll have to see how this goes. How long we actually have this class for. Good. We're all in downward dog. On your next inhale, let that left leg lift. Exhale, shift it all the way up and through. Long lunge. Good. Now shift that body weight back and forth. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Imagine this left thigh is a parallel line with the mat below. Extend that right hand into the mat and reach the left arm up to the sky. Open up. Spread those fingers wide. Good. Smile. Have fun with it, guys. Looking up to that left thumb. Open up. Sink it down a little farther. Good. Drop that left hand down. Shift the body weight forward. Right leg lifts. Standing splits. Good. Drop it down into Uttanasana. Let it hang heavy here. Let it go. Good. Remember to fold that belly against the thighs. Each exhale gives us an opportunity to get a little deeper. Good. Start to rise up, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come back and down and away. We reach for the sky. Exhale, tuck that tailbone, let it go. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Come on down. Good. Step it back. Step hopper, jump it back. Find yourself in that plank. Now, set the arms wide here. Make that grip a little farther out than it normally would be. Maybe even spill some of those fingertips over the edge of the mat. Extend the hips. Extend the heels. Good. Create that nice long line here. Shoulders are wide. Spread the fingers wide. Good. Holding here. Now, maybe you want a little extra. You can shift those hips from side to side on this parallel plane with your mat. From the left to the right. Start to feel the body shake. Feel the core turn on. Maybe while you're here to really activate that core, you inhale and then make a shh sound. Feel that core activate. Holding here, breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Drop down to the knees on the 1. Release through the toes. Sink the hips to the heels and round it out. Child's pose. Forehead comes down into the mat. And we breathe. Maybe rock that forehead side to side here. Releasing any tension in the face. Maybe release that tongue from the roof of your mouth. Doesn't need to be there. You're okay. Let the eyeballs hang heavy. Good. Rounding those shoulders over the knees. And letting everything go. Good. Nice work. When you're ready, start to roll it on up. Stack that head over heart, heart over pelvis. Good job, you guys. Bring the hands to the heart. Bring them into prayer. Smile. Gently bow your chin into your chest. Now keep the length of your spine. Don't start to round in here. Lift and lengthen. Imagine that current of energy flowing up the front side of the body, grounding down the back side. And just hold. You guys are doing great. Breathe. Good. Smile. And open the eyes. Good. Shift the body weight forward. Come on to all fours. Curl onto the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Good. Pedal it out here. Bending through the knees. Shifting through the hips. Now start to set your down dog strong. Work to ground those heels into the mat. Rotate those inner thighs in towards one another. Micro bend in the knees, micro bend in the elbows. This is going to activate all of those other muscles we tend to forget when we lock out through our joints. Breathing here. Spreading the fingers wide, holding here for 5, for 4, 3, 2. Good, and 1 lifts up that right leg. Now, I want you to bring this right leg to hips height only. Imagine this right shin being parallel with the mat below. Now, press in through the palms like you're pressing in for that 3-legged dog, or that downward dog, I should say. It feels the same here. Good, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, 3-legged dog. Now point through the toe and tap it on the mat. Good, inhale, lift and flex. Exhale, point the toe on the mat. Inhale, lift and flex, just hips height. Stand against that imaginary wall, pressing through those palms. Now point that toe and lift it all the way up towards the sky. Open up, stack that right hip on top of the left. Now look at your thumbs and make sure that you're not dumping all the weight into that left side. Square up through the thumbs, square up through the shoulders, and then bend that right knee, dropping that the right heel down towards your right booty. Good, open up through that right hip. Maybe you want to look over or under that left shoulder and find your foot. Maybe you wave, say hi. Good. Exhale, shifts the body weight, brings that right leg all the way up and in. Bring that knee to the nose, chin to the chest, hold. Good. Drop it down. Long lunge. Good. Now, bend through this left knee, find your center, and then extend that left heel back out. Good. Nice parallel line with this right leg here. Make sure that the right knee isn't passing the right ankle. Good. Holding here. Nice. Now drop down to that left knee and release through the toes. Start to heel toe this right foot out towards the edge of your mat. Bring it out onto the floor and then start to really release through those hips. Bring those hands right out in front and hold. Now, this might be enough for you. You might really begin to feel it through that inner thigh, through this back thigh on the front side. If you need a little bit more, maybe you start to turn this right foot onto the outer edge, the knife's edge of that foot, bringing the right knee out towards the side of your mat. Now, make sure that you're not shifting all your weight into that right hip, but square up evenly here. Press down through that left shin behind you. Just a little modified lizard pose here, holding. Maybe you want to bring it down to your forearms. Place the forearms where the hands were. Make sure that you're staying on the side of that foot, opening up through this right hip. Good. Eye gaze is out in front. We're holding here. Don't sink down into your shoulders here. Lift up and out. Press up and out. Think upward facing dog. Good. We're feeling a great stretch on the inside of that right leg and on the top side of the left thigh. Good. Smile. Look forward. Come back onto the hands if you're down on those forearms. Start to draw the sole of the foot back in and then heel toe that foot back in. Low lunge. Good. Curl onto the back toes. Lift that back knee. Activate. Lift off the hands for just a moment. Swing them back and forth. Paint your mat. Good. Drop it down. Press the palms into the mat. Shift it back. Move through that vinyasa flow of your choice, or just coming straight down into downward, upward facing dog, and then into downward facing dog. Good. Hold here. Breathe. Set this down dog strong right off the bat, pressing into the palms, squaring up through the shoulders, squaring up through the hips. Think about rotating the upper arm bones out as you rotate the inner thighs in towards one another. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let it all go. Good. Inhale, lift that left leg, hips height. Ekapada Adho Mukha. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, 3-legged dog. Now imagine you're standing against that wall behind you. Foot is flexed. The left shin, left thigh, left calf, left everything is parallel with that mat below. Press through the palms like you're pressing into that downward dog. Good. Tap the toe. Point as you exhale. Inhale, lift and flex. Hold. Exhale, tap and point that toe. Inhale, lift and flex. Hold. Now point that toe and kick that toe all the way up to the sky. Left up. Stack left hip on top of right. Now, make sure you're not dumping all the weight into this right shoulder by looking up at the thumbs and squaring up through those shoulders. Bend through that left knee, drawing the sole of the left foot towards the booty. Hold. Good. Maybe you want to look over that right shoulder and find those toes. Smile. Open up. Breathe. Maybe wave that foot a little bit. Do a couple of circles. And then swing it all the way up and through. Long lunge. Nice work, you guys. Square up through the hips. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. Imagine that block. Drop it down. Right leg comes into the mat. Nice work, you guys. Just lost my speaker, so give me a second here. Good. Come down onto the palms and start to walk that foot out towards the outside edge of your mat. Left foot out. Spill it out onto your floor. Good. Palms come centered again into the mat. Maybe you need a further stretch down the front side of this right leg. You can walk those toes out a little bit farther if that feels good. Just make sure you're grounding in through the right tops of the right foot. And then if you need a little bit more here, you start to rotate onto the outside edge of this left foot, drawing the left knee out. Hold here. Pressing down through the palms, micro bend in the elbows. Really opening up through that hip. Maybe you come down to the forearms, replacing the elbows where the palms were. Good. Keep opening up. Eye gaze forward. Just breathe. Smile. Have fun with our lizard variation. Hold. Lifting up and out of the shoulders. Don't sink down. Just 2 more breaths. Good. Start to walk those hands back up. Place the palms into the mat. Then bring the sole of the foot back into the mat and begin heel toeing it back in. Good. We curl onto that back toe. Activate that right leg. Pressing through the palms. Step it back. Plank. Move through that vinyasa flow. Or meet me in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good work, you guys. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Let it all go. Nice. Walk the hands back to meet the feet. Make sure that those feet are zipped up real tight and slowly start to rise on up. Good. Reach those arms up for the sky and then exhale. Let it go. Good. Exhale. Bring those hands back to heart center. Lifting up, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Good. Breathe. Smile. Find something to draw your eye gaze to, something appealing. Lift the corners of your mouth. Smile a little bigger. Say something nice to yourself and mean it. Good. Now inhale, reach those arms up for the sky. Exhale, come on down. Swan dive forward. Release those hands into the mat. Walk them out. Good. Moving on to our floor series. We reach that right leg all the way up. Swing it all the way up and through. Right knee to right elbow. Hold. Hold, hold, hold. Good. Exhale. Kick it back. 3-legged dog. Inhale, right knee, left elbow. Cross that body. Hold. Good. Kick it back. Good. Right knee, right elbow. Hold. And then drop it down to the right wrist. Release that leg. Moving into our pigeon pose. Extend that left toe long. Release through that grip. Bring the right thigh parallel with the outside edge of your mat. And start to walk this right foot up so the shin becomes parallel with the top of the mat. Now, if this is too much, if you start to really lean over to this right side, you've gone a little too far for your body. That's okay. I'm there too, guys. Start to walk that foot, that heel, right heel back in towards the groin until you can square your hips up on the mat. Now, it's going to create a little balance motion here. So when you lift up through your arms, you should feel like you're going to rock from one side to the other, activating the front side of this left leg and really grounding in through the side, the right thigh here. Holding here, lifting up, extending the chest towards the sky. Now, look over your left leg, over your left shoulder and find that left toe. Make sure it's extended long. We want a nice straight line all the way up the length of the leg to the hip. Good. Rotate that torso forward. Reach those arms out like airplane wings. Smile, and then start to fold it over, bringing the belly onto that thigh, crossing that belly over that calf, and extending those arms out in front. Bring the forehead into the mat. Now, you may find it difficult to bring the forehead into the mat here. That's okay. If that's the case, take your fists, stack them one on top of the other, bring those elbows out wide so you can really release the belly onto the thighs, and release the forehead onto those stacked fists. Good. Find yourself releasing here. Really letting go. Pigeon pose is about forgiveness, you guys. We begin on this right side, our male-dominated side, our Pingala. So as you lay here, feeling that blood start to cut off from the right leg, feeling that nice stretch on the top of the left thigh. I promise your leg isn't going to fall off. We're just bringing some fresh blood and some fresh oxygen back in. Flex through that right foot, point through that left toe. Each exhale gives us that opportunity to fold a little deeper and really let it go. So as you find your depth here, find that relaxation point, I want you to start to think of a male in your life who needs forgiveness. Now you're not writing off what they've done or making it all better, but you're simply finding a way to forgive them so you can forgive yourself. Take a deep breath in. Draw a picture of them in your mind's eye. Hold that breath. And then open the mouth. Exhale. Let some love and forgiveness out. Really feel your body melting into that thigh, melting into the floor. Inhale. Send love out. Send forgiveness out. Let it go. Forgive them so you can forgive yourself and move forward in your life. Good. If those hands are out in front, keep walking them out a little bit farther, really draping that belly over the leg. If you feel like you still need a little bit more, maybe you heel toe that right leg so the shin starts to become parallel with the top of the mat. That's what you're working towards. Inhale deeply. And exhale, just let it all go. Feel yourself really releasing into the mat here. Feel everything melt away. Good. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. On this next inhale, start to walk the hands towards the face. And we slowly start to push up, rise up, lift up. Good. Look all the way up towards the sky. And hold here. Maybe you're pressing into the palms, lifting up like that cobra or in the upward facing dog, really extending that chest, letting that heart shine. If it's in your practice to start moving into mermaid, or you want to give it a whirl, really draw that the right hand right in front of that right shin. Begin to bend through the left knee, and maybe you kick into that left hand. Maybe you start to draw the left toes in towards the left elbow crease. Opening up here. Now, if the toes are in that left elbow crease, I want you to start thinking about facing that torso forward and drawing the crown of the head towards the sole of the foot. I'm clearly not quite there yet in my practice, but I can tell you I'm a lot farther than I was 5 years ago. Good. Extending that eye gaze up wherever you're at, holding here, lifting that heart, let it shine. Good. If you have that foot, gently release. Try not to slingshot. Frame through that right knee. Everybody curl onto that back foot. Curl onto that left toe. Activate that left leg. Slowly be gentle on your body. Shift it back. Right leg lifts. Three-legged dog. Yes. Good job, you guys. Press through the sole of that foot. Drop it down to meet the left. Pedal it out. Good. Downward dog, you guys. Good. Dropping to the knees if you need for a break here for just a moment. Otherwise, we're pressing through the palms. Maybe you need a little bit more. Move through that vinyasa flow. You have enough time. Good. Really extend those hips up high. If you're right here in downward dog, think about that foundation. Spreading those fingers wide. Good. You guys are doing great. Good. Let's move on to that other side. Everybody meet me in downward dog. Press through the soles of the feet. Press through the palms. Extend those chests towards the thighs. Really rotate the upper arm bones out as you rotate those inner thighs in towards one another. Set this foundation strong. Inhale. Lift that left leg up. Good. Exhale. Shift it all the way up and through. Left knee, left elbow. Hold. Good. Exhale. Kick it back. Inhale. Left knee. Cross the body to right elbow. Hold. Good. Exhale. Kick it back. Inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Holding here for just a moment. Good. And then drop it down to the wrist. Release that leg. Extend that right leg long. Good. Now make sure that this left thigh is parallel with the left side of your mat. Now start to walk the sole of this left foot, so heel toe on the side of your foot, bringing this left leg as parallel to the top of the mat as you can. Now, mine is going to stay pretty close to my groin to start. Sometimes when I get down into it, I can start to work that leg up, but we're going to start where our bodies can start to really rock on those hips and find a nice, even balancing point here. So look out over the right leg. Make sure that the right toes are long, extending all the way up, straight line all the way up to the right hip. Good. Rotate that body forward. Extend those arms out long. Good, like airplane wings. Lift up from the chest and start to fold that chest over the thigh. Walk the hands out in front. Bring the forehead into the mat. Good. Extend those arms out long. Maybe stacking those fists, one on top of the other. Good. Keep flexing that foot hard. Just breathe. Good. Nice work, you guys. Keep breathing here. Once again, feeling this left side open up now. So if you guessed it, we already worked on our male-dominated side. So now we move on to our Ida, our female-dominated side of our body. Just breathe. Think about that female in your life who could use that forgiveness. Draw a picture of them in your mind's eye. Inhale. Hold it there. Smile. Hold your breath for just a moment. Exhale. Let it go. Good. Really flexing through that left foot. If you need a little bit more, maybe think about walking those toes, the right toes back a little farther, but keep that straight line. Maybe you want to heel toe that left shin up towards the top of the mat so it becomes parallel. Just releasing and letting everything go here. Working to stretch through that left hip. Working to stretch through that left leg. Feel the circulation cut off from here. Inhale. Each exhale allows us to fold a little deeper and a little deeper. Nice work, you guys. Good, good. Keep breathing here. Inhale love in. Exhale that forgiveness out. Letting it go. Feeling a great stretch down the front side of that right thigh. Keep pressing in through the top of that right foot. Good. You guys are doing great. We're almost there, I think. We'll see how close I get to that hour without having that watch today. Nice work, you guys. Inhale deeply and really let everything hang heavier. Remember that breath allows us to get a little deeper. If that leg is screaming, inhale and send that inhaled breath over into that place of pinching. Allow it to fill that area up with love and fresh oxygen, releasing any tension. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold it into your edge. Let it hang really heavy. Let everything release. Try not to tense up here. And then start to walk the hands towards the face. And slowly bring that body up. Lifting up through the torso, maybe walking those hands back a little bit farther. Good. Really square up through the hips here. Maybe you're just pressing up and out, lifting that chest towards the sky. Maybe you're working towards that mermaid. You want to walk that left hand in front of the left shin, bend through the right leg, and grab a hold of that right foot with the right hand. Good. You're starting to work to pull this right leg in, feeling a nice stretch along that right hamstring, working to get the right toes in towards that right elbow crease. Once you have that right elbow crease, start to face that torso forward and think about extending the crown of the head to touch the sole of the foot. You'll get there one day. I used to not even be able to hold my foot, guys. My leg used to spasm like crazy here. So if you're feeling any of that spasming, release that toe. You don't have to grab on today. Good. Look up to the ceiling. Smile. And gently, gently, slowly, try not to slingshot. Release that foot. Release. Curl onto those right toes. Start to activate that right leg before drawing that left knee up and in and stepping it back. Three-legged downward dog. Good. Nice work, you guys. Drop it down. Pedal it out. Let it go. Nice work, you guys. Nice job. Dropping down to the knees. Keep the toes tucked for just a moment. Let's give our toes a nice little stretch. Walk it back. Gather up any toes that decided not to stay in the mix. And then sink the hips to the heels. Good. Nice work, you guys. You guys are doing great. As far as I can tell. I bet you're doing amazing. I'm sure you're doing amazing. You're here on your mat. I'm pretty sure you're doing amazing. Good. Keep the head stacked over the heart stacked over the pelvis. My legs are already starting to shake here. My feet are already starting to scream. I used to not even be able to be here for this long. So I really encourage you to practice a little harder. Challenge yourself a little bit farther each time. Good. I need to release. Stay as long as you'd like and then tap out those toes when you're done. If you have neighbors below you, if you live in an apartment, try and be gentle and acknowledge their space. Good. Start to release, coming on to one side or the other. And then grab a hold of those knees. Create a little pillow with this left bicep, or your bicep, I should say, and draw those knees in tight. Good. Coming into this little fetal posture. Maybe you want to rub the legs while you're here. Rub through the feet. Do what feels good, you guys, okay? Maybe you take this hand and rub that hair along your ear. Just be loving with yourself here. Maybe you're just giving yourself a nice big hug and you can say something nice to yourself. Again. Find something that you mean. Really be loving with yourself in this time, guys. It's so hard not to, stick it out when we're going through these alone times. So just know that I've got your back, and all of us teachers at True, we've got your back, and if you need anything, just reach out to us, okay, guys? Good. Let's start to roll onto our back. Coming to lay right onto that spine. Good. Release the shoulders down. Release the head down. Just coming into a Shavasana for just a moment. Bring those legs together. Really zip those legs up. Tuck the chin into the chest and bring the shoulders back and down. Good. Release everything here. Breathe. Allow your head to hang heavy. Allow the eyeballs to hang heavy. Allow the jaw to really release and relax. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Inhale deeply. Good. Exhale fully. Nice, you guys. Start to walk the soles of the feet up towards your booty. Good. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, and now let the knees fall out wide. Really releasing those knees out here. Let it go. Baddha Konasana, Supta Badrasana in my lineage. Bound angle pose. We just lay here, releasing those legs out wide, pressing the soles of the feet together. Really tuck that chin into the chest and lengthen the chest up towards the sky. Maybe closing the eyes here. Maybe you want to take a breath and take the palms and place them on the inside of those thighs. Use gravity to help peel those legs down. Good. Releasing everything here. If the intensity is a little much by placing those palms on the thighs, maybe bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Good. Nice work. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Good. Breathe. Maybe press down a little bit with those palms, opening up those thighs just a little farther. Good. Now everybody, bring your fingertips to the outside edge of your thighs. And on your next inhale, use those fingertips to close your knees like you're closing that book. Good. Draw the knees into the chest. Interlace your fingers over the shins, not over the knees, and start to really draw those knees into the chest. Squeezing those knees in towards the body, flexing through the feet. Be rocking side to side again here, and kind of coming back to where we started. Good. Keep the shoulders grounded into the mat. Stop the rocking. Good. Bring the fingertips to the back of the thighs and kick the feet up towards the sky. You can keep a bend in the knees as much as you need here. My legs aren't quite straight yet either. Use the grip on the back of the thighs to really peel those legs as straight as you can. Extend the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling like you're extending or standing on that ceiling above. Good. Flex those feet a little bit harder. Start to draw the toes back towards the face. Maybe release the palms into the mat and press down beside you. My body's shaking. I hope yours is too. Activate that core. Really pull that belly button down towards the mat. Really extend that tailbone long. And then draw those toes back, back, back. A little farther. A little farther. Good. Bend through the knees. Now keep the shins parallel with the mat below. We've activated the legs here, so you should be feeling this in your hip muscles and your hip flexors. Keep flexing those feet hard. Press the palms into the mat. Keep those shins parallel with the mat below. We have a nice right angle with those legs. Flexing hard, hold. Point the toes. Flex the toes. Point the toes. Flex the toes. Good. Release. Draw the soles of the feet into the mat. Heel toe those feet back together. Let the knees go wide once more. Supta Badrasana. Down angle pose. Letting it all go, guys. Palms into the thighs. Let them hang heavy here. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, draw those knees back together. This time, separate your feet so they're hips distance on the mat. You should be able to reach down and try and tickle the back of your heels here with your fingertips. If you can't quite reach the heels, maybe think about lifting through the torso and drawing those shoulder blades really, really together underneath the back. Moving into Setu Bandha or bridge pose here. So I want you to press in through all four corners of those feet. Make sure that the knees are headed right up towards that ceiling. Don't let them splay out or in. Now take that imaginary block, that imaginary book, whatever it is, and place it in between your thighs. I know it's imaginary, but imagine it's there and start to squeeze those inner thighs together. This is going to start to activate and allow you to lift, begin lifting that tailbone off the floor. Now, before you do this, press those palms into the mat beside you. Now, inhale. Create that shh sound on the exhale. Let it go. One more time. Inhale. Good. Feel that core turn on. On your next inhale, start to lift those hips up to the sky. Drawing the shins forward. Think about drawing the knees up towards the ceiling, lifting those hips up towards the sky, holding here. Maybe you want to walk those shoulders under a little bit farther, maybe even grabbing for opposite fingertips, interlacing those fingertips underneath the spine. Use those fists to press into the mat below. Lift those hips just a little bit higher. Think about lifting the chin, the chest towards the chin, and then the chin towards the sky. Imagine you have an orange right there underneath the chin, in between the throat, and you don't want to squeeze it. Hold, lift, lift. Lift, exhale, gently let it go. Release. Good. Soles of the feet come back together. Supta Baddha Konasana, Supta Badrasana, let it go. Good work, you guys. Nice job. Releasing everything here, let it go. We're going to do one more bridge pose. Before we do, just let it go. Opening up through those hips. Those thighs should start reaching towards the ground a little bit farther. Good. Looking up towards the ceiling. Keep the back of the head grounded. On your next inhale, draw the knees back together. Separate those feet hips distance once more. Good. You should reach down. Try and tickle the heels. Good. Ground in through all four corners of those feet. Keep those knees extended up high. Press the palms into the mat. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, lifts those hips all the way up. Shins go forward. Hips go high. Knees up towards the ceiling. Chin comes towards chest, and chest comes towards chin, and chin lifts up towards the sky. Open up. Good. Maybe walk those shoulders up and under a little bit more. Maybe you want to use those hands to support that lower spine. Maybe you kick up into your shoulder stand here. Don't look at me if you're kicking up. Please keep that eye gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe come back to this video and try it again after watching if it's not in your practice just yet. Good. Wherever you are, slowly start to release back down. Good. Everybody, let those hips release into the mat. Good. Last time with the Supta Badrasana, soles of the feet come together, knees go wide. Shoulders back and down and away. Breathe. Nice work, you guys. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let it all go. Let those knees open up as wide as they're going to. Good. On your next inhale, draw those knees in together. Draw both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a great big hug. Opportunity to give those knees a kiss. Say thank you, knees. I appreciate you. Good. Maybe flex the feet and point the toes here. Maybe a couple of rotations with those ankles. Do what feels good. Nice. Now, kick the left foot up to the sky and interlace all 10 fingers, or however many you have, over that right shin. Flex both feet hard like you're standing against an imaginary wall. And then slowly, like you're moving through molasses, start to release that left foot down. Keep moving super slow. Keep drawing that right knee in tighter towards the chest. Keep extending those heels long. Hold here. Maybe hover above the mat before releasing that left foot all the way down. Hold. Hold. Good. Let it go. Bring that right knee in. Pavanamuktasana, or wind liberation pose. Keep flexing through that right foot. Start to really draw that right knee in. Good. Smile. Breathe. Pavanamuktasana is about releasing that which doesn't serve us anymore. So I want you to inhale. Exhale, really pull that thigh onto the belly. You should feel your breath get constricted with that thigh. You should be able to press back on that thigh with the breath. Good. Now close your eyes. Breathe deep and say to yourself here, I choose to release that which no longer serves me. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in a little bit tighter. Squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold. Good. Exhale, gently release. Draw the left knee in to meet the right. Interlace those fingers over the shins, not over the knees, guys, and start to pull both thighs in towards the belly. Think about extending that tailbone long. Think about stretching that those thighs onto the belly. Imagine your belly, I shouldn't say imagine, use your breath to actually push back on those thighs. Good. Flex those feet hard. This pose will actually help prepare you for your crow positions and for your squats and anything that's really low to the floor. The harder we flex these feet, the tighter we can get into that belly. Use your breath. Constrict that breath. Hold. Squeeze. Breathe. Good. Pavanamuktasana here on our transverse colon. We're squeezing those thighs into the belly. Keep flexing those feet hard. Once again, take a deep breath. Inhale. Say to yourself here, I choose to release that which no longer serves me. Letting it go. Squeezing it in tighter. Here for holding for 5, for 4, for 3. Flex those feet hard. 2 and 1. Release the grip. Kick that right foot up to the sky. Extend that right heel all the way up into the ceiling and start to pull your grip onto that left shin. Slowly, like you're moving through tar, moving through molasses, releasing that right heel down into the mat. Maybe you hover right before releasing into the mat, extending that right foot long. Keep flexing both those feet. Keep drawing that left knee in tight. Holding here for 3, for 2, and on the 1, release that foot. Start to draw the left knee in. Squeezing that left knee in tight towards the chest, really holding here. Keep flexing those feet hard. Use your breath to press back on that thigh. Use your thigh to constrict the breath. Squeezing here, maybe saying to yourself here, inhale. and say, I choose to release everything that doesn't serve me. I'm willing to change and I'm willing to grow. Good. Give yourself another little squeeze. Each exhale gives us that opportunity to pull a little deeper and a little deeper. Good. Inhale. Pull it into your edge. Flex that foot hard. And then exhale. Gently release. Kick the left foot out. Bring it in to meet the right. Tuck those shoulders back and down. And just let it go. Releasing ourselves into our final pose, Shavasana. I'm hoping we made it to that hour. We may not have. Oh well, such is life when we're all living at home, quarantined and social distancing. So just honor your body wherever it chooses to go. Maybe you take this opportunity to do a couple more things before releasing fully into the mat. But when you get there, I encourage you so strongly to just settle in, relax, and let go. In those moments where you find your body wants to fidget or twitch or move, you don't need to fix your clothes. You don't need to wipe your sweat. You're okay. Just let it all melt away into the mat, into the floor below. Maybe you turn the corners of your mouth up once more, creating that great little smile on your face. Maybe you use this as an opportunity to say something else nice to yourself, something with meaning. No one else is going to love us as much as we can love ourselves, you guys. Make that point to be there for you. Inhale. Good. Exhale, just releasing everything. Just really let it go. Feel your body just mesh and meld away into the mat. Leave all your worries, all your cares right here in this space. When you're done with your practice, just take that mat cleaner, wash it all away. Start fresh again with your next flow. If you need that recipe for the mat spray, let me know in the comments below and I'll get you taken care of. Remember to honor your space, you guys. It can be a little nerve-wracking this time of our lives and what we're going through. So just honor your space. Try not to judge yourself too hard. Try not to beat yourself up. This is all part of this wonderful game of life, and if we choose to honor it now, there can be much magic had from what's going on. So just honor yourself, honor your space, come back to the mat as much as you'd like. Feel free to watch these videos anytime you need to pick me up. Keep up that practice. Keep up honoring your mind. Sending love and light out to all of you guys in this space. It has been such an honor and a privilege to serve you guys today. Staying here as long as you can stand, as long as time will allow, just resting in this space. Thank you guys so much for coming back here. I honor you. That light in me honors and sees that same light in you. So from my heart to yours, namaste.